Well, it's that time of year again. That time for anime of fall 2023 to finally wrap up. And I say, what a very, very interesting season of anime we have been introduced to. We had our ups and downs, and some was unexpectedly good and disappointingly bad. So, might as well start off with something very out of left field. Scissor 7. That's right. I'm not talking about the anime that comes out from Japan. I'm talking about the anime from China itself. Scissor 7, a Netflix anime original with 4 seasons so far out in what 2 to 3 or 4 OVAs. And this series is pretty good. If you like Gintama or Assassination's Classroom, or even you don't mess with the Zohan, you're gonna love this anime. The anime is very easy to watch. You can even watch it in one sitting if you have nothing to do, you have days off. You can watch this anime in just one sitting. Or you can even watch, like I did, I watch 5 episodes a day. Because each episode is pretty much round up to 10 episodes. And they're only technically, well, the length time of the full video is 15 minutes, but technically the anime itself for each episode is only 10 minutes. So they're shorts, in a way you can say, but they're really good for what they do. So let's get into discussion of this Scissor 7. So the setting starts off in this weird alternate world where assassins run everything from super advanced technological scientific explorers from this country called Stan, from magic and chi users from Sean Wu, in a way. They're at odds, seeing which is more dominant. And there's also other pinning forces from talking animals with interesting abilities, and even people from superpower country with given powers at birth. And these are the most exploited people in this world. But you understand the world more as the story goes along and how things are played out. So our character is Seven, a guy with no memory of who he was, who lives on the island of Chicken, or people call it Chicken Island. And he lives there with 2 other chickens, one adult chicken who likes to boss him around, and the other one is a baby chicken who can get super buff and can actually fly. Yes, and the backstory between those two is pretty awesome. Not an epic awesome, but it's well written for the short amount of time it was given. So, Scissor 7 wants to be, you guessed it, wants to be a hairstylist. But in order to gain his memory, it's going to cost a lot of money to go to Stan. So he has to pretty much be a freelance assassin and try to kill people and take jobs in order to gain money so he can pay to get his memory. However, he's really, really bad at it. He's just terrible. Instead of ending lives, he ends up saving lives, and in a way, making some people's lives better. The show starts off funny and hilarious, and it still is throughout the series, but it gets serious as the show goes on, darker, as more the world itself is revealed to us, the darker it gets, showing that Seven's peaceful life was always a lie. In a way, his past life was something else, as a very deadly, powerful assassin. In fact, he was one of the shadow assassins, the strongest assassins in the entire world. However, he does not care about that life. All he really cares about is having fun on Chicken Island and hanging out with his friends and even flirting with girls. So, despite this being a very short premise anime, it's very good. It leaves an impact on you for some reason. It makes you remember, even down to the music, the art style. Ooh, the animation is excellent. And the reason why I'm really giving this Chinese anime so much praise is because usually anime that's not being adapted by Japanese studios, most of the times they suck. They're cut, they're terribly paced and terribly animated. There were a ton of times where I found out certain Chinese comics that I found out was getting an anime adaptation, and it was god awful, just terrible, man. Other than go from a lot of them I can't say their names, but not because I can't pronounce them. Like Bossy's Life Little Cold, Four Cut Hero, and a lot of others where they were just adapted terribly. They're like PowerPoint presentations of the anime, and most of the time it was short things, and it was skipped. They were just skipping arcs, skip lots of arcs and character development, and it was all random. That's what I'm trying to say. Another one was Wayne Payoshi, one of my favorite hilarious shonen Chinese manga I was reading. And when I heard that got an anime, the anime was terribly adapted, not that well animated, and it just didn't really fixate on the actual plot that the show was going for within the anime. So it was another disappointment. So after disappointment after disappointment of so many terribly, some were well animated, but even then, it felt like they skipped a lot, and I mean a lot of plot within the source material. So it was bad, very bad. So when Scissor 7 comes along, I'm all here for it because it's being well adapted. There are other Chinese anime on Netflix that are there, but they're not really much mentioned there. This is probably the one that people recommend the most when it comes to Netflix, and I'm here recommending it to you because it's really good. You know, Seven lives on this island, Chicken Island, and turns out the people there also have secrets they're trying to leave behind. Whether they're there because they're failures, they're trying to run away from something, or they themselves are unaware of the secrets that they have. Each character in the show brings something to the island that gives it character, that gives it fun, that gives it some sort of depth that I'm really well invested into. You know, there's this girl named Kola there. You know, she seems to be this normal girl who seems to have cancer, but it turns out I did not realize this on the first season. But every time she touched someone, they couldn't move until later on when I was watching the latest season. They're like, oh, she's from Superpower Country. And I just realized something. She was from Superpower Country. It turns out her ability was that anyone she touches, they can't move, and then gives her a perfect opportunity for someone to come in for an attack. Or the old lady who's like some sort of women's feminist faction turns out to be a secret master of this lost kung fu martial arts, or a bodybuilder bodyguard came from this island where everyone there is buff and they work out extremely strong and well, they just love their protein. Everyone there has something interesting towards them, and they just left where they came from to go to the island to look for a second chance at life. So that's pretty much what it is. Is don't let your past define your, oh god, burn. Don't let your past define your future. That's pretty much I got from Scissor 7. You know, Seven has no memories of who he was. He does want to remember as curiosity, but he still prefers to be who he is right now, a silly old hairstylist who gets into crazy shenanigans. But his past keeps trying to come up with him, you know. It keeps following him. He realizes he can't run away from his past, even if he does forget it, or even if he leaves the island for everyone's protection, his past will come to haunt him. So in order to sell things, is for him to sell his past by confronting it, accepting what it is, and ending it once and for all. Now, there's 4 seasons, like I already said, out, and we're probably going to get 1 or 2 more seasons, and then I believe it'll finally end, and I'll be satisfied, really. It's a very, very good show. I recommend it to you guys. It's a fun watch, and you can watch it, like I said, within 1 day. But that's a fast watch, so I hope you guys watch it. It's really good. So with that being said, I'll end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has the background on anime. Signing out.